We're back, and it is less than 1 week away from roster update number 1. Roster update number 1, if you've been a member, you should be expecting to double your stubs from where you started, man. This is going to be a huge update, and even if you've just been following the videos, man, really appreciate every single one of y'all helping the channel out. Smash the like and subscribe button, and please become a member. Join the Discord. It helps us out a lot. We help you make tons of stubs. But May 2nd is going to be a great day. How do you want to prepare for roster update week? What is roster update week going to look like? Well, first off, Monday will be Marketplace Monday. Tuesday, usually Tuesday is Best Buys. Tuesday is now projections. I'll be projecting the most invested in players. So that's going to be a big Tuesday right there. Wednesday, we might have a final buy, hold, sell. Usually that's what we do before the final roster update, before Friday actually comes around. But what we need to talk about first is when do the stats stop counting? So the update's going to be Friday, May 2nd. But when does SDS make the cut between roster update 1 and stats start counting for roster update number 2? It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. Now, my personal opinion is that the stats stop counting after Tuesday. Meaning if you have a pitcher that pitches Tuesday, that counts for the Friday roster update. There's also another group of people that think that Wednesday stat counts. I don't believe that Wednesday stats count. If you look at last year, Pablo Lopez was an 84 overall. Or maybe he was an 83, but either way, Pablo Lopez was looking to go up to Diamond. And he got Diamond in the roster update, even though on Wednesday, he had the worst start of all time versus the Yankees. So I really don't think that Wednesday stats count towards update number 1. So keep that in mind. Tuesday will be the final day of stats. Why is that important? Think of guys like Garrett Crochet and Freddie Peralta. Now, in my personal opinion, I'm making this video on, what is today, Friday. So the prices are going to be changing, all right? But I think that Garrett Crochet is on the outside looking in terms of getting any type of boost over +1. Now, with that said, Garrett Crochet, and Freddie Peralta, same thing. They're good pitcher flips, right? Like they have a chance to play their way and earn their way higher again, and their price can react to that. So when do they pitch, though? Do they pitch on Tuesday? Do they pitch on Wednesday? That's why it's important. Now, there's two different strategies you can think of right here. If Garrett Crochet is pitching on Tuesday, which he's not going to be, but let's say he was, and he has a master class, okay, Garrett Crochet may have just salvaged himself a +1. Now, if Garrett Crochet is pitching Wednesday, that's also something you can play into, because if he pitches Wednesday and he does something super, super good, the prices of all of these cards will be super high on Wednesday, on Thursday, and even on Friday, right? So a bunch of the noobs are going to be seeing, oh my God, Garrett Crochet just went 6 innings with 15 strikeouts on Wednesday. I'm going to buy him up. So his price definitely still can jump, even though in the back of your head, have in mind, don't be holding that card going in the update, because that didn't even count. So that's kind of what the approach you want to take between Tuesday and Wednesday. And it's honestly not a bad idea to buy in on cards that might, even if they're pitching on Wednesday, it's honestly not a bad idea to buy in, because the worst thing that can happen is you just quick sell them and buy into somebody on Thursday or Friday, right? So if someone's starting on Wednesday, look to flip them if they have a good start. Now, you want to be buying into players that are, that are still going to go up in price. Like Jimmy Garcia, let's say that his price is going to be higher by the time you're watching this video, unless he cooks himself, probably, hopefully. But let's say that Jimmy Garcia has a relief outing on Wednesday, and he does super good. 1 inning pitched, 3 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. And let's say that his price goes up 200, 300 stubs. That's when you might want to consider selling him off, because those stats aren't going to count for that first update. So keep that in mind. Thing number 2, when do you want to sell? Sell is the question, right? Now, what do I expect prices to look like? A guy like Wyatt Langford, who came back super hot from the update, right? We could see a lot of these quote-unquote diamond players. We have a diamond lock, and it's Corbin Carroll. Corbin Carroll, he's going diamond. It's just a matter of, is he going 83? Is he going 86? That is the question on Corbin Carroll. Personally, I think he deserves 86 overall with how many home runs he has. So I think Corbin Carroll's price is easily going to be over 3,300 stubs on the buy now. Meaning you'll be able to sell Corbin Carroll at the quick sell of an 85 just easy, for free. So you can basically cash out, risk-free, congrats, he went diamond. So the question is, do you sell? Similar story here. Guys that are maybe not true locks. I'm talking about Wyatt Langford, Pete Crow Armstrong, Stephen Kwan. Guys that look diamond, but, one of them's going to get shafted. Jimmy Garcia, Jeff Hoffman, right? So let's say Langford. I expect Langford's price to easily be around 2,200 plus. I think his price is going to be 22 to 2,400 Stubs. So in that scenario, you could sell them all for 2,400, and let's say it's 2,200 after tax. Now, you almost are doubling your Stubs because hopefully you bought in around 1,300. You're looking at like a 60-70% return on investment. I actually usually very much like selling off my investments the Wednesday, the Thursday before roster update. We're going to see a high increase in a lot of the prices on a lot of these guys. The people that everyone's going to think, all right, these guys are going up. Those guys, their price will go up the roster update week. And those guys, it might not be. Langford's projected +2, and I'm only selling for 2,200. Yes, maybe I'm an idiot because I'm losing 900 Stubs, but here's why I like it. All right, I'm cashing out on my profit on Wyatt Langford. However, it's only going to be Wednesday. It's only going to be Thursday. And then there's going to be fringe guys that are B tier that who the hell knows what's going to happen. Kerry Carpenter, he deserves an upgrade. He's batting 300. Now, the only problem is that his clutch is really bad, right? So everything should get a slight boost. There's a chance he gets a +1, even a +2. There's also a good chance he stays the same, which is where, all right, I cashed out on the one bum, and now I can double my Stubs again. Basically, what you're doing is you're getting all of your Stubs. They're all tied up in investments. You're cashing out for a hefty profit. Call it 50-60% return on investment. Now you're going to have all of those Stubs back in your inventory, and you want to find guys to be holding going into the update. You want to make sure that these guys have no chance of going down. You want to make sure these guys have a chance of going up. Guys, there's going to be a lot of guys that can potentially be in that category. Cole Reagans, but Cole Reagans is just so good. I have 800 of him myself, but I really like Cole Reagans. Let's say Freddie Peralta has a good start. That's a pretty solid fringe one right there. Depending on what O'Neal Cruz does over the weekend, his price would change. But O'Neal Cruz, he's batting 260 right now. He's raking versus righties and batting like trash versus lefties. I have no idea what kind of an attribute change he's going to be getting, but I know it's not going to be a downgrade. It's just a matter of does he get the boost, right? So guys that are really 50-50 toss-ups, that is what you can do with the Stubs that you're cashing out on. So any projections? We're going to be having projections on Tuesday, so make sure you stay tuned. That's really how you want to handle roster update week. Just keep that in mind, right? I don't like relying on San Diego studios. Jimmy Garcia, he projects out as a diamond. That's why. Okay, now I realize what I want to talk about with projections. Projections are unreliable. I know we have a big picture spreadsheet. We have a bunch of people projected. Hoffman looks good. Jimmy Garcia looks good. Cole Reagans looks good. Those are estimates. They're projections. They're estimates. Don't fall on the sword. That's what I'm trying to say. You can easily cash out at these high prices. It's a good move. The projections are used as a guide, and never rely on San Diego Studios to give a player anything more than a +2. If they give someone a +3, +4, that is beyond generous from them. Usually, what they'll do is give them +2 one update, +2 the next update, unless it's a rare phenomenon like Mason Miller. Mason Miller got a big boost. Hunter Green, 80 overall Hunter Green, is a candidate to get up more than a +2 boost, right? So you got to keep that in the back of your head. If your guy is selling for more than a +2 in overall quick sell, it might be worth taking that hit. And there it is. That's how you want to. That's how Roster of the Week's going to be shaping out. That's how to prepare. Let me know down below. How are you guys looking? Smash the like and subscribe button. Peace.